Your kit, huh?
Let that noisy truck get out of here.
Get that truck out of here. We're busy. We're busy.
Gonna do it one more time.
I love how you have a whole freaking crew and lights and everything.
And action.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kit Carson. Right on cue.
Everybody wants to sit with Kit.
I'm Kit Carson, the Earl of Pizza, and I talk to the rock stars, the heroes, and the guts. And tonight, I've got a young lady with me. Tell me who you are.
My name is Bobbie. Pleasure to meet you.
Bobbi?
Yes.
Bobbi.
Bobbi Gould.
Bobbi Cool?
Gould. You can call me Bobbi Cool, but it's actually Bobbi Gould.
Bobbi Cools. Where's Bobbi from?
I'm originally from Oregon.
Really?
Yeah.
What part of Oregon?
Very small ass town of 2,000 people.
That's awesome.
You've never heard of it, I promise. It's called Willamina.
Probably not. I lived there for a hot minute, actually.
Where at?
I don't know. I was young. It was way out in Eastern, out on a ranch.
Oh, that's in BFE, yeah.
Yeah, and I loved it.
Okay. Oregon's very woodsy.
I've only been back there a few times. Most recently was like 6 or 8 months ago.
Oh, okay.
For a wedding.
Okay.
Somewhere down near Eugene.
Yeah, Eugene's where I went to school, University of Oregon.
But I have no idea where I was.
I'm glad you liked it.
So, Bobbi, where have you been since then? You left there when?
Oh, good golly.
Oh, good golly.
Let me track myself.
Yeah, you got a tracker on yourself?
I've lived in Arizona,
Sedona,
Phoenix, and Flagstaff.
Oh, boy.
I like to do background for movies and stuff like that.
So you're an artist type person?
Artist type person. I'm also an author.
Yeah?
A brand new author, actually.
Published?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, it's co-authored, but I'm still an author. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So what is it about?
It's about travel and how travel helps heal grief and tragedy.
It's your book.
This is it.
Look at that. Look at that.
Not All Who Wander Are Lost.
Not all who wander are lost. We've heard that before.
Yes, it's a very familiar phrase.
This is your book.
Yeah.
You're co-authored.
It's co-authored, and that's me on the back there, the only one that looks all crazy and not normal.
So all of these people wrote a portion of this book.
Yes, and it's all of our personal stories.
1, 2, 3, 4.
14 stories. I call it Chicken Soup for the Soul meets travel. Do you remember those books?
Yeah, Chicken Soul.
They were like feel-good stories.
Yeah, they were popular like in the 90s.
So it's kind of like that, but it's also it's sad but inspiring at the same time.
Right.
I went through a lot of grief in the last few years.
What have you gone through that was grieful? What was
So in 2022, I lost 4 family members back to back. So like after one, it was 3 months later, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then I left an awful relationship 3 months after that.
Were they all different causes or reasons?
All different, yeah. It was an uncle, which was really hard, and then grandma, and then grandpa, and then the hardest one was my best friend who passed from breast cancer, and she was only 36. So after that, I just kind of I was working a normal job in LA, staying with my friend, and I said, I don't want to play the game anymore. I just didn't want to play the game anymore of like the regular, sit in your apartment and have a regular job.
Yep.
I said, I want to just go and have a life where I felt pulled by the universe and went where I wanted to go.
So are you being pulled or pushed?
I'm pulled.
You're being pulled.
And I went and I did house and pet sitting around the world for about a year and a half.
Wait, you did what?
House and pet sitting around the world.
Okay. So you just go online and you find somebody who needs a house sitter for a month?
Yeah, about a month. I would do usually month stays. I did it actually with one of my good friends who was doing it at the same time. And listen, if you get a few people doing this at the same time, you can just trade off with each other, and you don't have to pay rent. I mean, sometimes you want to get a hotel, but this is the best way to not have to pay rent. Rent is such a time suck. It's a money sucker. Rent is like, it's the foolish way to live. Like, don't be renting.
You're right. I mean, if you can live rent free, why would you pay rent?
It's a more simple life.
Yeah.
I'm not
without a doubt
cruising around in luxury cars by any means, but I have every single thing I need, and I'm so much happier.
Right.
I'm so much happier. I can't even explain it to you.
Well, I think growing up kind of as a nomadic child, I wanted to own a house.
Yeah.
I wanted to have roots.
It changed you in that way. It took an opposite direction for you. Okay.
But I understand the attraction and the appeal of not having.
Yeah.
I mean, I just paid my insurance today, and it was a number that you would not even understand.
Yeah.
Just for when.
Yeah, it's insane the cost of everything these days, and it's actually like astonishing, like how people are living, having to have 4 jobs, and and we're not really living. We're going to these jobs to pay for this house that we're never at. Like, why? Tell me why. This is the capitalist dream to have these things so that we can, like, this is not soul. Like, this is not what our soul.
Well, I think it feeds. Everybody has a different need.
That's true.
You know, and a different feed.
True.
Like I said, for me, I felt the need to have a home.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of a primary objective of mine because my family moved so much when I was a child. You know, we moved endlessly. But as I get older, I kind of go, at some point, why not just be a beard gray nomad?
Yeah.
And just get the hippie van and go travel and just never stay anywhere more than you wanted to, whether that would be a week, a day, or 3 months, which is how my life started. We were a hippie nomad, but we weren't really hippies. But we did the same kind of thing.
Life was interesting, right?
Well, it was a different life then too. The world was a different place in the 60s because I am a little bit older.
Yeah.
So it was a different world.
It was, and that generation.
There was a lot more open space, if you will.
Yeah. There was, and that generation, your generation, had a lot more things they felt like they had to work for, right, and save money for.
Kind of.
Because like my mom's parents, for example, owned a restaurant. My mom had to work hard because they were basically their workers.
Right.
For the restaurant.
Yeah, they were the employees. They were the labor.
Yeah, they were the labor.
Well, that's the way farms were. That's why a lot of farm families had 5, 6, 7, 8 kids.
Yeah.
They just kept having kids because they needed somebody to help milk the cows and mend the fences and, hoe the corn. I mean, you had to have labor.
Yeah.
And so it was often the children. What jobs, you said you were creative in LA, what were you doing there?
I did a lot of background and extra work on shows, and nothing big that you would have heard of. It's all small stuff. But I just enjoy watching the creative process.
Right.
And that was the only appeal in LA, really. And I got really lucky with some good friends there.
Right.
Otherwise, there's a lot of people that are they're allowed to get for them. They all are looking for something, a way that you can help them.
Right.
And I'm glad I had that experience, but that's not where my heart is. My heart is much more of how can I serve? How can I help? So luckily I wasn't born there.
Yeah. So where did you go from LA?
I went from LA when I took off on that adventure. I went from LA to Vegas, and I've been to Vegas plenty of times, but this is my little route that I went when I went around the world a little bit. I went from LA to Las Vegas. I did a house sit there. And then I went to New Orleans because it was the only place that I felt like in the United States seemed like it could be more like a different country in its culture. And I hadn't been there yet.
Yeah.
So I went to New Orleans after that, and my cousin who passed it always wanted to go there. So I went there, and I had a really good time. And then I had not been to Florida yet. Well, actually, I had been to Florida once. I take that back. But I had a house sit in Florida, and I ended up in Miami. And then I came to visit Key West one time and moved 2 months later because I found it very quirky and just an interesting place.
It is an interesting place, isn't it?
Yeah.
So are you living here now
Yeah.
currently?
Yeah.
You're not house sitting. You're
I'm
living.
house sitting. I'm actually living
So
here. Yeah.
what do you do for work?
So I'm an author. I'm also a content creator on Instagram.
Okay.
So I do that, and I create videos for brands on Instagram. So say a travel backpack or something like that wants exposure. I do that. I have like 12,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's, I need to improve my YouTube and all these things like that. But I know I'm supposed to be here to show people what the world looks like through my eyes and express and I do, woo!
Yeah.
I do a lot of like fun, trendy dances on there and stuff like that too. So then I do that, and then I also do brand promotions in person. So at the Mile Zero Festival,
Yeah.
I was helping pour coffee for a brand there. So a lot of that type of stuff. So
Nice.
it helps get by. Like I said, I'm not here to like make all the money. I don't think that's what I'm here for. I'm here for community and to bring people together and show people cool things in the world and experiences and stuff like that. And that's just how I live.
May you have continued success.
Thank you so much. You got one of those necklaces around here, I see. That's
I do.
everybody has to have one.
Well, it's a Key West dog tag. We all wear them. That's
I gotta
right.
get myself one of those.
Yeah.
I also think I need a mic with my face on it. That's pretty cool too.
See, you like that? We do all kinds of fun stuff around here. But, Tim's a creator, if you will.
Yeah.
That's why he's the producer.
It's the ADHD. I can't take meds for ADHD because it numbs out all this creative juices. So I gotta roll.
Yeah, there's something helpful with that, isn't there?
It's kind of crazy sometimes, but it helps in these creative ways. It
Sure.
does. It feels like popcorn in my brain sometimes, but like the thoughts are like, instead of like when I took
They're not linear, they're just everywhere, huh?
yeah, like I took this medication called Stratera, I think was the name of it once, and it wasn't like Adderall. It wasn't an upper, I guess you could say.
Okay.
It helped file my thoughts better in my brain, but it numbed my creativity and my emotions, and I'm like, I just don't feel like me without that. So
yeah,
I suppose you could play around with it.
Yeah, I know. Our son was diagnosed ADHD, and so this was back in the 90s, and they prescribed him Ritalin.
Okay.
And I remember him just being a completely different person.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it, but the teachers loved it because it calmed him down and made him sit.
Right.
And one night we had a conversation, and he just was like, I hate this and I hate what it does to me. And I kind of promised him right then and there, I'm like, let's talk to mom and let's get you off this. And literally, like, in my mind, I'm probably sure it happened a little different. We talked about it the next day and kind of made a promise that he would try to focus, realize it, and we got him off of it, and he grew up to be a completely different person.
Right.
And I was so with him on that. I didn't like who he was. He was just
right. It numbs you out, and also some people don't learn well sitting in a classroom.
Right.
Learning things that are boring.
But just because they're bouncing around the classroom doesn't mean they're not absorbing what you're saying either. And he was that kind. You would think he wasn't paying a damn bit of attention because he'd be over there playing with a fish tank while doing crayons.
For me, I can learn, I can listen to that, and I could be doing something else at the same time. Some people have that ability, and I actually function better sometimes.
Right.
When I have something going on and I'm doing something at the same time.
Like I sit out here and I interview people one night a week, but 3 or 4 other nights out of the week I'll sit out here and I'll do work, and people go, how do you work out here with all this going on?
It feels so good to me.
And it's like, because that's just my white noise.
Yeah. It's white noise. That's exactly what it is to me.
If I don't have it, then my mind starts going off down a rabbit hole, and I can't concentrate on what I want to concentrate on.
Oh my gosh, cheers.
I totally get it.
Exactly what you mean.
Totally get it.
Exactly what you mean. It's so crazy.
So it is crazy.
Yeah.
But there again, we all learn different. We all process everything different. Everything comes different. So I don't like to use the word I don't judge, because I judge everybody and everything, but it doesn't mean it's a good or a bad. I'm just judging what they're doing, and I'm processing it. And I don't hold it against them. If that's how they do it, that's how they do it.
Right.
Don't let me tell you to do it.
Right.
If it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, then find a different way.
Yeah.
So,
Well, this is cool. You do this once a week?
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday?
Between 6 and 9.
How have I missed this?
I don't know.
Oh, because I've been at the vibrator races.
Yeah, you were at the vibrator. Yeah, and that gets over like when this is done. You're there till 9 o'clock, right?
Usually, yeah.
And I wrap up at 9.
Well, now I'm going to have to come here and do this,
I mean,
because this feels like perfect. This feels right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And you got our own book?
Yeah. And I got to read
chapter
my
in
book,
here?
chapter 13.
Chapter 13.
It ends on page 222, which is my spiritual number.
Is your what number?
My spiritual number, my angel number.
222?
You can't plan that shit, okay?
222 is a pretty powerful number, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know a lot about numerology.
Everything in a spirit number world, it means you're on the right track, basically.
Yeah, that's a crazy number.
And for me, I've been noticing recently, it's at the end of my chapter in here, and it's been like been ending conversations sometimes at 222, and I'm just like, this is weird. There's just been too many synchronicities lately.
Synchronicity.
They're called synchronicities. And my chapter is actually there's a lot of spirituality woven into it. I think there's something happens when people feel lost, where they get like, oh, this feels wrong and bad and I must go do something about it now. Rather than idle a little bit and let something better come through, they're like, I gotta go get another job. Like, say you're fired, or say you quit something, and people go, well, I better get something else right now, and sometimes you have to, right? So I understand that. But sometimes if you just wade through it and like explore a little bit, that's how you find something better for you. Like, you go try new hobbies and you go explore new places. And I mean, the only reason I even have a best friend in Los Angeles is because my dad passed away in 2010, and I was like, why am I still in Oregon? I don't want to be cold. I want to be in a sunny place.
Yeah.
So I moved to California, and I met all these people that live in LA, and I discovered I love creativity. I love movies, and I want to be in the background of all of these things. And I don't necessarily want to be an actress. I mean, commercials would be cool because they're like brief. But I just like watching the creative process. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, it is what you make it. Everything is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I talked to a lunch lady a while ago, and she was really happy about her life.
And I love that. That's great. If you were like, that's your flow, it's all about getting into the flow of whatever you're doing, right?
Right.
I mean, you could be just waiting tables and have they feel like you're doing the best thing ever, and you're serving and you're like raking in dough, because you can rake in a lot of money you're serving. I just suck as a waitress. I don't have the memory for it.
It is something, I mean.
But if that's your flow and it makes you happy, and that's like, hell yeah, I'm more power to you,
Hey, I've been happy claiming to be a dishwasher for 30 years, because I wash dishes at Angelina's Pizza, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Hey, yeah.
I mean, I do have a few other things going on that provide me a better lifestyle, but I don't mind it and I enjoy it, so whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, today I've been in such a good mood because I helped my friend. She didn't have enough money for something, so I gave her money. And then that put me in such a good mood that somebody else paid for something of mine and bought 2 of my books. And I was like, this shit is amazing.
So there you have it.
Kind of spread the love, when you spread the joy and the love, it comes back.
It
to you.
is
It does.
amazing.
It really does. It's reciprocal.
So where does Bobbi Gould see herself in 5 years?
Ooh, I like that question. I see myself on stages talking about my book, my next book, which will be all mine, which will be probably strictly about conversations with grief, because I know that my mission now is to help people that are grieving, but I'm helping them do that with laughter and laughter meditation. And I know that sounds really twisted and wrong and weird.
I don't know. Maybe weird, but not wrong.
But
or twisted.
I have the ability to sit with people and help them process their emotions.
Yeah.
And find, if it's not joy or laughter, find a shift within them to make it not feel as bad. Because sometimes it's not always about changing it. Sometimes it's about allowing somebody to sit in an awful feeling and go, I can't fix you, but I'll sit here with you while you process this.
It really had a major impact on your life, didn't it?
Absolutely. I have had 5 people that were close to me die, and I'm going to be 44.
I mean, and this all happened like in 5 years, right?
Well, there were 4 in 2022, and my dad passed away when I was 29 at the age of 50. So that one hit me pretty hard.
Yeah,
and,
so that was your first really one.
Yeah, that
was in 2010.
And I didn't process that one really well. I went drinking and traveled the world the first time with that. But now that I've experienced it in a different way, sober, I'm completely sober. I don't drink. I have zero need for it. Once you start living a sober life and you realize you can have so much fun sober, it's almost better in this weird way.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
It's super weird because you go, they have to have that. They have to blow a bunch of money to have my experience. Right. And I'm even, I was out here dancing at Fantasy Fest and people were like, what are you on? And can I have some? And I was like, high on life, man.
Oxygen. Breathe in, breathe out.
Literally, breathwork is one of the things that's helped me through grief and become the person I am. Yeah. And that'll be a big part of it, too.
Well,
so I'm going to be helping people with laughter meditation. Part of it is breathing, doing breath work through it and stuff too.
It's something that we all think we do naturally, but we have to learn how to breathe.
Oh no, so listen, people breathe such short breaths and they breathe, if you check yourself,
shallow.
Check yourself right now. So if you're breathing from up here, you're breathing incorrectly.
Right, you gotta breathe from your belly.
You should be breathing through your belly. And so it's a good thing to check midway through the day and go, okay, am I breathing more through my belly or through my chest right now? And whichever, if you're breathing from your chest, go, okay, let's just take 3 deep breaths and let it go and go, do it right now again.
It makes a difference, but by and large, we don't breathe correctly.
So good. It feels so good. And if you do an hour-long breathwork class,
oh my God, that's a workout.
Not only a workout, you reach states of spirituality.
You'll be high.
And you will be higher than on any mushroom I've ever taken.
Yeah, and it's so simple.
All of our tools and our medicine is within us.
Yeah.
And we don't even use it.
Right. Well, I had made the comment yesterday that I was going to start working on my breathing. And I didn't do any exercises today.
So
I know I will.
Here's how I do it.
How do you do it?
So I inhale as long as I can, and then at the top of my inhale, I squeeze all of my muscles because that gives you this, it incorporates your whole body. So you go, hold, squeeze, and then release.
There you go.
And then, so you do that 3 times, and your whole body feels it instead of just your brain. And that this talk therapy that everybody does, it only is part of the equation. Our trauma lives within our body.
Right.
So if you're not doing a somatic, laughter, yoga, breath work, something that's somatic, you're not getting the full medicine. You're only getting your brain talking, which is regurgitating. If you're only doing that part, you're missing half the equation.
Right.
In a big way.
Good knowledge.
Yeah.
And good things to pass along and remind ourselves to do.
Yeah.
Because it is super important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I kind of agree with you. We have the ability to heal ourselves.
We do. We do, 100%.
And we just don't do it because we don't understand it.
Yeah.
We've forgotten.
Yeah.
I think we used to know how to do it.
Yeah, we did.
But now that we're so civilized and refined, we don't know anymore. It's been a wonderful chat with you.
Yeah, amazing.
And I only want to end it because I want you to come back again some other day.
Oh, I will. I will, 100%. This is what I've been missing. I'm like, something
you've been missing. This, huh?
I need to
a little sit with Kid in your life. If you were a pizza, what kind of pizza would you be?
Ooh, people are gonna really love or hate this one because I'm the Canadian bacon and pineapple person.
Oh, you are. The real Hawaiian, huh?
Yes. It goes. I'm sorry. The sweet.
You don't have to be sorry.
I'm just saying.
I make pizza and sell pizza for a living. You can have whatever you want on it.
Oh, now I need pizza. Crap.
I'm all about it.
Crap, it sounds so good.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much.
On behalf of my guest, Bobbi, my crew here at Angelina's, TV Tim, I want to thank everybody for watching today's episode.
Thank you,
guys.
Thank
you to my guests.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening.
Nice to meet you. I'll see
Bye.
you again soon.